Hello traders and investors, welcome back to the Trend Trader channel. So today we're going to start the video with some exciting news. As you can see there, we have reached over 2,000 subscribers. So I would like to thank everyone that has subscribed to the channel. For those that haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. And as always, if you find the content that we share with you useful, please like the video. Right, in the past, we said that we are thinking of hosting a live Zoom session this coming Saturday. So over 22 people voted that they would like us to host that 2-hour Zoom session. Unfortunately, we are using a free version of Zoom, so the session is only limited to 40 minutes and we can only have 100 participants. So if you go to our YouTube channel, under the community tab there, that's where you will find the details of the Zoom session. It's happening tomorrow, the February 6, 2022, as you can see there. And then you will find the meeting details, the meeting ID and passcode. Remember that it's only limited to 100 participants. So if you want to participate, make sure that you are in there around 2 p.m. because you only have 40 minutes. So make sure that you bring your questions. The purpose of this meeting, remember I said that we can't stream and share our chats. So the purpose of this meeting, so that people can ask questions on the companies that they want to invest in. Then we can go through those chats together, because on Zoom, we'll be able to share the screen. And also the meeting is going to be recorded and we'll upload it on YouTube once we are done, right? And then another thing, this week we published a free ebook that you can find on Gumroad. You'll also find the information under the community tab there. So that ebook is aimed at the beginners, but anyone that still does not have a clue what it takes to invest in the stock market, make sure that you go and check out that link there. It's a free ebook. You can download it for free. Then you can get to understand what it takes to invest in the stock market. So once again, thank you for everyone that has subscribed yet. And those who haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Your subscription will help our channel to grow. Right, so in today's video, I'm going to give you a dividend portfolio update. As you know, we always do that dividend portfolio update. So we've made a few changes this week. We saw Sasol, it started to rip, going up higher pretty much quicker than we expected. So we had to follow risk management to ensure that we reduce our loss. As you can see, Sasol is currently trading near this resistance level, but also there's this potential resistance level here. Remember, previously we said that we were buying Sasol at 310 when it broke above this consolidation or trading range. So now we managed to capture that move from 310 all the way to about 345. That is when we exited. It's currently trading at 350, but we sold a portion of our position. We didn't sell the whole position. Our target still remains somewhere around 390 per share, but this is just a short-term target for the swing trade there. The sky's the limit. We still expect Sasol to come and maybe try and trade near 450 and possibly reach 550 rand per share. But every movement, upward movement, is also followed by a bit of a breather there before the share price pushes up. And in this case, we saw that it's better that should Sasol pull back a bit, we don't want to be there during that pullback. But if it breaks above this level, then we might buy more shares. Remember, as much as we are investors, we are active investors. So from time to time, we will always make decisions that will help us to reduce our loss and also to limit the drawdowns that we experience there. And also because our intention is to capture large profit, we always like to sell when everyone is buying. Okay, so yeah, that's the rationale for selling some of our Sasol shares. So that means that we have reduced our Sasol position to about 5% in our dividend portfolio. We are still bullish on the stock, but yeah, but that decision came from looking at the chart analysis. The stock market or the share prices don't always go up. They go up and then they sometimes stall a bit. We are not saying that Sasol is going to stall. We are still bullish on the energy sector. We've got shares both in local companies that are in the energy sector, but we also have a lot of companies in the US on our eToro portfolio. So we are still bullish on the sector, right? So we took that money that we got from Sasol, we added onto our Shoprite position. Now Shoprite is our biggest position in our dividend portfolio. As you can see, this is the trade that we took yesterday. Similar to Sasol, Shoprite has been trading inside this range. So on Monday, it broke above this range. So we're just waiting for that weekly close. Then yesterday, we saw that it broke above this trading range. So now we took another swing trade there, targeting the previous high of about 208 Rand per share. So we will see how this trade pans out. But if the share price come back to the trading range, then we'll exit that swing position. It's just a smaller position compared to the position that we had previously there. So we are still bullish on Shoprite. We saw the trading statement. They released a positive trading statement. We expect Shoprite to continue to be profitable and to continue to pay us those dividends. So at this moment, we are very bullish on this stock. Like I said, that now Shoprite is our biggest position in our dividend portfolio. As you can see, it's now sitting at 26%, but in terms of our overall portfolio, the position is lower because on our overall portfolio, we reduce the position. No position is going to be larger than 20%, but for the purpose of the dividend portfolio, we are comfortable with having Shoprite at 26%. Remember, we've got other companies that pay us dividend in our total portfolio, but these companies are the ones that we have allocated into the dividend portfolio. So yeah, we are not really worried about that Shoprite. So like I said, we took some of that Sasol money, we bought Shoprite, and then some of that money we use it to buy a Curro. We are bullish on Curro. I don't remember if we made a video about Curro, but previously we saw that Curro, it broke above this consolidation range here. So what we're looking for Curro to break above this resistance level, right? Let me get my standard drawing pen, not a line. So we saw that Curro broke above this level. So we're waiting for this close above this level. Fortunately, at the beginning of the week, the share price, it pulled back here. So it's like we've got something that looks like a limit order. We're able to buy Curro at 13 Rand 3 cents per share. And then we got a nice tight stop just below this breakout level. So what you expect, we would like to see Curro continuing to trade up there. Remember, Curro is still expanding, so we don't expect it to be that profitable yet. But what we saw is that there was a growing in earnings per share, and then we are targeting this recent highs there, the highs somewhere around 22 Rand per share. So the nice thing about this trade is that it gives us a risk to reward of 1:13. We're not saying that the trade is going to work, but even if it just gives us an end result of 1:3, it's still going to be a great trade. We always like to buy good quality companies at low prices, as long as the chart gives us a good risk to reward. So that is the rationale for buying Curro there. Some of that Sasol money went to Curro. And then another company that we added into our portfolio, not dividend portfolio, but in our overall portfolio, is Nedbank, as you can see there. Let me try to zoom in. So we've been watching Curro trading between these support and resistance level for a while. Yeah. So that was a badly drawn line. So yeah, we've been watching it bouncing up and down. Remember, the share price is still on an uptrend. So what we're seeing here is that the share price went up and then started to consolidate sideways. And then we're waiting for that breakout outside this consolidation here, right? So this is the breakout that we're trading at this moment. So if you see this, you see that breakout, depending on where the share price breakout, it's better to have a stop loss. Just let me try to increase the trading range. So if there is a breakout, you want to have your stop loss just below the breakout breakout level. The reason for that is because you don't want the share price to come back and continue to trade inside this range, because then you're going to start to lose some time. If the share price go up and then it come back, it might then continue to trade inside the range. So when that happens, you are just losing time and money. So we don't want to happen. That is why we always make sure that our stop is just below the breakout level. We like to have a tight stop as long as the market allows. Remember, this is a weekly chart. We took our stop position using the daily chart. So on the daily chart, we have a nice stop loss there compared to what you see on the weekly chart. So again, with Nedbank, we are bullish here. We expect the share price to continue to trade higher, and our target is just this low here. I mean, this potential resistance level, just around this level here. That is our target. This is not something that we plan to hold long term. Remember, in our dividend portfolio, we still have a bank. We have a F.I.R.E Limited. So this is just a swing trading into our overall easy equities account. We always like to do swing trading because that is how we generate money that we can use to buy companies for our long-term holdings. So yeah, the Sasol money went to Shoprite, Curro, and Nedbank, and I've just shown you why we are bullish on these three companies, Shoprite, Curro, and Nedbank. Then another company that I want to talk about a bit briefly compared to this was just a pure chart analysis. Remember, some of our subscribers and followers, they are traders that use technical analysis, but some of our subscribers and viewers are people that still use fundamental analysis, right? So the other company that I want to talk about is Hudaco. For those that don't know that company, so it's a company, it's industrial company. It's been performing well over the years. As you can see, year to date, it's up 12.8%. And then for 1 year, so going back to February 2021, it's up 55%. And over 5 years, it's up about 18%. So there is a brief description that it's a group that imports and distributes branded engineering consumables and consumer-related products. Like I said, it's an industrial company that provides good things, different things. So if you go to their website, you can get this portfolio, which will show you the total group overview, all the equipment that they are selling. But also, this is just from their website. It's a bit of a quick summary of what they do. If you go to group activities, you will see that they do power tools, security and communication equipment, data networking equipment, automotive. For those gentlemen who like cars, they sell these A-line wheels. For those who like 4x4 buggies, they do the Ironman 4x4. And then they've got batteries and sustainable energy, different kinds of batteries. Let's see what else is in there. Bearings, diesel engines and spare. So it's really a lot of things. Like I said, it's an industrial company. You can just browse through their portfolio, right? So there's something that caught my attention. We've been covering this stock in our group for a while. We had the buy signal we had a buy signal somewhere around 2020. Right. So one thing that we like about this company is that it pays dividend. As you can see, it has a dividend yield of 4.44%. The last dividend that they paid was R5.20 per share. That is the gross dividend, right? And then that last dividend was paid recently, the 4th of February 2022. So there's a plenty of things that we can say about this company, but we'll just cover a few things. We can see that the turnover there, it's nice, it's growing compared to the interim period of May 2021. And also another thing that you are interested in, you see the current asset, it's 3.4 million compared to the current liabilities of 1.47 million. So the company has a positive working capital. We like that. We also like the fact that the earnings per share in the final result, it increased to 16.43 compared to 6.86 in the interim period. So it shows that this is a company that is just continue to grow there. So like I said, the results are already out. They were released yesterday, and then the next AGM. Well, we don't worry about these AGMs because it's not like we are going to go there to the AGMs. So let me see if we are going to see the cents that were released. So there are some things that we're just going to touch briefly. You can see that the results are for the final year, November 2021. So what you see is that the revenue increased to 7.2 billion compared to the previous period where it was 6.2 billion. That translates to a 16% increase. And then the profit, it jumped to 826 million. Previously, it was 510. So that's a 61% impressive set of results there. Yeah, I should give it to them. And then the earnings per share, 16 Rand 13 cent, which is over 100% jump compared to the 8 Rand per share that the earnings were in the previous period. Then my favorite is the dividend per share. So the company is going to be paying a dividend of 7 Rand 60, which is an 85% increase. Just a side note, there's a Twitter handle there, Dividend Hike, that shows different companies, but it's US companies. They share how those companies are increasing their dividends. Remember, we have an inflation of 5% or 5 point something as a country. The recent result is 5 point something. I don't remember the actual figure. But also, if you are employed, well, besides if you are being promoted and you have other perks, depending on how much raise you get from your company. But if you look at the dividend, 85% increase in dividend, that's a lot. So this just further highlights the importance of investing, because I mean, not everyone is going to give you this jump in your income. So it's a good thing that we're investing in these companies and we're getting rewarded for it. So I like this company as it is. Like I said, the revenue is growing, the earnings are growing, and also the dividend is growing. Then now let's look at the chart, what we see there in the chart, so that you can find a nice entry spot in these companies. Remember, I always say that I'm always hunting for dividends. So if there's a chance to get some dividends, as you can see, so it was around this time when we had that buy signal. At that time, it was trading just below 7 Rand per share. So we've been with this company there with over 100% return, but if the company is performing well, then we might consider adding. So you see, a few weeks ago, that was just before the end of 2021. I think that's when they made the trading statement, which highlighted that the results are going to be positive. We added the position there at around 140 Rand per share. That position is sitting at 10 Rand profit per share, right? So when you look at this yesterday, that share price, it closed above this level. But if you look at the volume is a bit low. So it doesn't show that there were buyers that pushed this price up. It was just a reaction to that news. So if you don't have a position yet, then you have to be cautious, because now what you see, we have this resistance coming there at around 170. So if you buy at this level and you're targeting this 170, where are you going to put your stop loss? Because now if you look at this, the breakout point, I just want to show you from the current price, the breakout point. So your stop is going to be somewhere around 130 Rand per share. So that means that you are risking 20 rands to make 20 rands. So the risk to reward there, it's bad, because you have a 50% chance of succeeding. Then depending on your win rate, if you have a win rate that is less than 50%, then this trade is not going to give you an edge. So all the time you need to be careful. Don't just try to chase the dividends, but do think about, okay, if the share price go up or if the share price go down. Another thing that you need to keep in mind is that once the share price starts to trade ex-dividend, so we said that the dividend, let me check, the dividend is 7 Rand 60 per share. That is the gross dividend, meaning that once that stock start to trade ex-dividend, it's possible that the share price is going to go down by 7 Rand 60. So you see, if you don't have a position yet, it's not advisable that you just jump into the market. But this is not a financial advice. You still have your own responsibility to make decision for yourself. But that's what we see there in Hudaco. Overall, as a company, it's still a good company. As you saw that it's profitable, it's generating enough revenue, and it's able to pay dividend, growing dividends. So we are happy to have this stock in our portfolio, right? Then the last company that I want to touch today is Novus Holdings. Novus Holdings is in the printing business. As you can see, they print different things, books, water packages. They also produce some toilet papers and stuff, but it's just a printing company. It's one of those companies that they look boring, but on the background, they generate a lot of cash. So what caught my attention with Novus is that I saw that they were going to declare a special dividend. So this is the SENS that was released yesterday. Remember, SENS stands for Stock Exchange News Services. So you see, as you can see, I just want to find the value of that special dividend that they will be declaring. So, okay, they said that following that 6 months period that ended on the 30th of September, they said that they are reviewing the dividend policy, right? So now the board of directors re-evaluated the surplus cash reserve. Like I said, this is a boring company, but it's generating a lot of money there in the background. So the board announced a special dividend of 40 cents per share, which is good. Then remember that you always pay that 20% tax unless you are exempt. So once you're going to receive a net dividend of 32 cents after they've deducted that 20 cent dividend there. So now let's look at the date, what needs to happen for you to qualify for that dividend. We explained that in the book. Remember, the ebook is for free. You can get it on our Gumroad. The link is in the description, right? So the announcement, well, you already know, but they'll still make the finalization announcement on the 15th, and then the last day to trade in order to qualify for the dividend. This means that on the 22nd of February, you need to own a Novus holding shares in order to receive the dividend. And then if you buy the shares from the 23rd moving forward, then it means that you won't qualify for that dividend, even though you are a shareholder. Then that special dividend is going to be paid on the 28th of February. So if you want that cash flow, do think about this, put it at your mind, think about it, and then see. So once again, let's look at the chart, what we see from the chart, so that you can find a nice thing. So I like this company. As you can see, the share price is still trading low. It's coming from a downtrend. So here it has been on a downtrend. Then it tried to consolidate for a while. So it's been consolidating from somewhere around May 2020 all the way to about April 2021 before it attempted to break above. But you see that this was the previous support level, which now acted as a resistance level. Then again, it went into another consolidation period. And then yesterday, it broke above this level. So now this is where it caught my attention. So I'm looking to buy Novus Holding at the current share price of R2.60 per share with a stop loss just somewhere below this candle. It could be R2 per share, but I'm also aware that there's this resistance level in here, right? So buying at this level, anticipating a resistance somewhere before it breaks above this level, maybe just trading about R3.80 to R4 per share. But once it starts to trade above R4 per share, then the next resistance level is that I'll be expecting a breakout somewhere around R5 per share. I know some of you, they always say that investing is a long-term game and stuff. For me, it's not necessarily to say it's not a long-term game, but I always trade based according to the market structure. So I always make sure that I see where's the next potential resistance or support levels, and then plan my trades around those levels. But at this moment, I'm bullish on Novus Holdings. Like I said, it's a very profitable company. It pays dividends, as we saw that the evidence that they'll be paying a dividend or a special dividend of 40 cents per share. And then if you look at the past, let's just clear this. I think I had the results there. Yeah, so if you look here to date, the stock is up 9.4%. Over a 1 year period, it's up over 160%. So it's good. If a company has went up by 100%, there's nothing that can stop that company from growing up by another 100%. And then if you look at the dividend yield there, it has a massive dividend yield of 20.92%. But the reason why the dividend yield is so high is because they paid a large dividend. But if you look at the share price it's R2.60. Remember, the way that we calculate the dividend yield is calculated by the annual dividend. It's the annual dividend divided by the share price. So if the share price is lower, then the dividend yield is going to be high because it has an inverse relationship there. But also the dividend yield is going to be higher if the dividend is higher as well, because it has a direct relationship, right? Now you see where's that mathematics knowledge goes into. If you did mathematics, it didn't go to waste. So yeah, that's all that I wanted to cover today, to tell you that I have reduced my position in Sasol and I took that money. I added it into Shoprite as we increased our position in Shoprite. And then some of that money was invested in other companies like Curro and Nedbank. And then we did a bit of Hudaco analysis. It's a good company. It pays dividends. But at this moment, the chart is not offering a good place to buy the stock. Well, we're not saying people shouldn't buy the stock. They must do their own due diligence, because we cannot make decision for other people. The decision that we make is for ourselves. And then also we looked at the chart of Novus Holdings. We said that the company is profitable, is trading at a low price there. And then based on the chart, we're getting a nice risk to reward. So we will be adding Novus Holdings into our portfolio, not necessarily our dividend portfolio, but just into our easy equities portfolio. So that's it for today. Don't forget that tomorrow we'll be having that Zoom session. You can only accommodate 100 participants, and that is going to be 40 minutes. So make sure that you bring your questions. We'll be doing a lot of chart analysis. So yeah, make sure that if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. If you found this video useful, please like, share, comment. We always respond to people's comments. Yeah, thank you. We will see you in the next analysis.